like Topasia. I was also wearing a dark gray tunic and black leggings, although they were currently hidden beneath my light gray coveralls. Sturdy black work boots covered my feet. The threadmasters at Glitner, the Andvari royal palace, would probably faint if they saw my miner's outfit, which was a far cry from the silks, satins, and velvets I usually wore. I didn't mind dressing down, although I did wish that the coveralls were softer and that the heavy-duty canvas didn't scratch the back of my neck. Perhaps I could lobby for more comfortable uniforms for my kingdom's miners once I was back in Glitner. Everyone at the palace would probably snicker, thinking that such a proposal was the height of foolishness, but I had spent enough time in heavy tiaras, constricting corsets, and pinching shoes to know how important it was to be comfortable, especially when working. And dancing at balls and hobnobbing with nobles was work. Besides, such a seemingly ridiculous idea would fit in perfectly with my carefully crafted persona. To most people, Princess Gemma Ripley was a pretty decoration, another jewel among the scores that glittered, glistened, and gleamed at Glitner, and I had no intention of disabusing anyone of the notion that I was all sparkle and no substance. Being underestimated had helped me more than once, especially on my secret missions, and this undertaking was far more important than most. Topasia studied me. Cutting and dyeing your hair certainly helped, although perhaps you should reconsider wearing a glamour ring and change your eye color, too. A smile tugged up her lips. Especially since you have the bluest eyes in all the kingdoms. Isn't that how the song goes? I groaned at her joke. A few years ago, for my 25th birthday, a potential suitor and music master had composed The Bluest Crown, an admittedly catchy, fast-paced tune about how the blue of my eyes matched the sapphires in one of the Ripley royal crowns. To my horror, the song had spread like wildfire through Andvari and all the other kingdoms. Now people almost always sang the song, or at least performed an instrumental version, whenever I made an official appearance as Princess Gemma. I had enjoyed the song the first few times I'd heard it, but now, hundreds of screechy, off-key renditions later, the mere thought of it made me grind my teeth. Topasia chuckled at my sour look. I ignored her laughter, unlocked my jaw, and gestured at my helmet, coveralls, and boots. No one is going to recognize me dressed like this. Besides, as far as the public knows, Princess Gemma is currently on a frivolous shopping trip in Svalin, not engaged in an adventure in Blauberg. Topasia arched an eyebrow. Adventure? Is that what we're calling it now? And here I thought that working in the mine was hard, dirty, sweaty labor. Oh, it is most definitely that, I grinned. But that's part of what makes it an adventure. And I do so love a grand adventure. Topasia snorted. It is an adventure, I repeated in a firmer voice. And even better, you and Grimley are here to join in the fun. Right, Grims? I glanced over at the gargoyle stretched out on the rug in front of the fireplace. He was roughly the size of a horse, although his dark gray stone body was much thicker, stronger, and lower to the ground. Powerful muscles rippled in his short, stocky legs, while black talons, perfect for ripping into, well, everything, protruded from his large, wolf-like paws. His broad wings were currently tucked into his sides like the closed folds of a lady's fan, but two curved horns jutted up from his head, and an arrow-like point tipped his long tail. The gargoyle cracked open his bright sapphire blue eyes, which had also been memorialized in the cursed song. He yawned, revealing a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth. Grimley was my best friend, and the gargoyle had been my constant companion ever since I had come across him in the Spire Mountains, when I had been fleeing from Bologna after the Seven Spire massacre. Back then, I had desperately needed a friend, and Grimley had seemed like a gift from the gods. He had saved my life more than once during those dark, frantic, dangerous days, and we had been inseparable ever since. Grimley lifted his head and peered at me. He must have been sensing my turbulent thoughts through our mental bond. I shoved away the unwanted memories of the massacre and its